excited about this authorpreneurship venture. As a result of offering publishing services, I have now been able to take care of myself, and I've been able to create income generating opportunities for outside of the authors for more than 20 people across the world. What if you could take charge of your publishing and then leverage your book to create financial freedom and leave a legacy? Wouldn't you want to find out just how to do that? Well, that's what this podcast is all about.
Hi, I'm Hennika Watkis, Porter speaker, coach, author of Podcast Power, and the host of the Entrepreneurial You podcast, inviting you to listen to the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast, brought to you by C. Ruth Taylor, best-selling indie author and the Caribbean's most trusted voice on entrepreneurship. Tune in for inspiration, information, and innovation to write and win with books. Get ready to dominate entrepreneurship.
Greetings, entrepreneurs. Welcome to episode 80 of the Authorpreneur Secrets podcast. I'm your host, C. Ruth Taylor, and this is the program that gives you the roadmap to take charge of your publishing with stories and strategies to dominate entrepreneurship. Coming up in today's show, I'm going to be talking about your Kindle Direct publishing setup as you get ready to publish your book on Amazon. There are a number of questions that authors ask from time to time, and I want to address those questions on this episode. So if you are thinking of publishing a book on Amazon and you don't know what to do, I just want to touch on a couple of things that you should be mindful of, especially for you, my Caribbean authors. Then I'll also be sharing about one of the biggest authorpreneurship ventures that I have ever undertaken. And you'll learn more about that right after the break as we hear a word from the show's sponsor, BambuSparks.
Your book is the perfect spark to get the fire going in your personal life, career, business, or ministry. Light that book spark today with BambuSparks, a global independent publishing services and publishing education and training business for transformation. BambuSparks will take you from manuscript to market faster than you thought possible and even manage the process for you. Check out their three main offerings: the Self-Publishing Spark, the Rocket Writing Spark, and their BambuSparks Done-For-You management deals for authors in the Caribbean and the diaspora. Discover how BambuSparks can help you to publish and leverage your book to grow 90 feet tall at BambuSparks.com, and that's bamboo with a U.
For those who are new to the show, this show is all about leveraging your book to create income, impact beyond book sales. And so it's looking at other ways that you can use your book. I was on Facebook earlier this week, and a fellow Caribbean author who is in the diaspora, Hilette Virgo, captured what her mission is with books. And it is something that I am passionate about, but was not able to articulate it so beautifully. And her signature thing is going to be from manuscript to ministry and missions. And that's where all of this started for me. As a former missionary, I was looking for another way to mobilize people, especially Christians. I don't only publish for Christians, but I wanted to give them something to release them into ministry. And I felt if they could capture their story in a book and share it beyond the four walls, publish it, that they would get a platform to do so. And so my charge came from 1 Chronicles 16:24, which is publish his glory among the nations, tell the world the amazing things God has done. And I am just seeing that. What I shared earlier about from manuscript to ministry to business and missions is also part of the background behind BambuSparks. For those who don't know, I am the CEO and founder of BambuSparks. It's a global assisted publishing services company, and our aim is to make publishing easier for authors in the Caribbean and the diaspora, and eventually we'll branch out to other developing countries. And we want you to leverage books to preserve both Christian and cultural heritage. And BambuSparks has a number of different services, as you heard, but the story behind it is that as a missionary, I was dependent on donations for survival. So a lot of missionaries and nonprofits tend to have a donor base support system. And so you depend on the generosity of people, and sometimes that is not dependable, and it can create tremendous hardships as you try to serve. It can greatly hinder what you want to do. So when I was in Zambia in 2013, there was a missionary who came up with a different model of supporting the mission work in OM Zambia that included the orphanages and all the outreach projects they were doing. What he decided to do is to change the model of support to make it more sustainable. And as an architect, he teamed up with his brother and he started building apartments for professionals. And he got persons to invest in it, and they would get a return on their investment. He rented these apartments to professionals, and he found areas, where there was that kind of need. And then he was able to fund 60% of the ministry of the mission. Now, as I heard him share that story and all that he was doing through the organization he called Impact Multiplied, I knew that I wanted to be a part of that, and tears were just rolling down my face and I couldn't understand it. And so when I came back to Jamaica, I was like, what could I do to create something similar? And so when I was leaving the missions field, I didn't know what to do, but I knew the Lord had said to me, no 9 to 5. So on this episode, I'm getting a bit personal, right? And after my broken engagement, I felt that it was time to write, and that writing would be for my healing, and writing would help me as well to do what Hannes was doing. That's the name of the missionary in Zambia. And so the whole concept of your book being a platform and your book helping you to start a business from book to business, or your book being a business card, started resonating with me. And it is when I decided to leverage my knowledge in book publishing and to offer publishing services and to use my books to offer coaching and courses and those things. That is when my finances started to turn around. That is when it became easier to pay my bills, because I wasn't just depending on book sales. At first, I was resistant to that. And so when I set up this podcast, it is to help you and to teach you how to publish on a budget. Now, BambuSparks is not a budget company. We offer premium publishing services, maybe about 25% less than international standard market rates. But what still makes our services that you can afford is that we encourage our Caribbean authors, or those who are working with us, to publish small books. So it doesn't matter if you are paying standard international market rates for services. Once the book is small, you'll be able to reduce your publishing costs. And so I started out offering publishing services, and the clients that I helped, they were the ones who said to me, you're really good at this. You should consider doing this. So in 2018, now, when I left my part-time job, I wasn't sure what to do. And I just heard the term indie entrepreneurs, and just this strong unction to get up and form a Facebook group and call it Indie Authorpreneurs. We as Christians would know that as the voice of God speaking. And so I jumped up out the bed, and in October 2018, I formed the Indie Authorpreneurs group. And then we had our first idea to manuscript challenge in 30 days. And that challenge is going on now. We've redubbed it the Rocket Writer. That's when I wrote the book, Authorpreneur Secrets, which has become a show and captured the different ways that you could earn with books and how to publish on a budget and how to write fast. And then there were people always coming to me about publishing. So I decided to offer publishing consultation because I really didn't want to go into it in depth. But I recognized that there was a need and I could help my authors. So for the first 6 years, the company was called Extra Mile Innovators. That's me as a sole trader. And the story behind that is that after the broken engagement, I wanted to give up, and I prayed and said, Lord, don't let me wake up. I was in so much heartache. But then God said to me, he's given me more time than I wanted to go the extra mile. And having been publishing for folks and giving consultation sessions, more and more people kept coming to me. And this week I posted about a tiger versus a lion. I work fast and I could do a lot by myself, but then I started getting burnout, especially after writing the 20 manuscripts in 1 year. I started having health challenges, and so I would encourage folks to do that. It worked for me because I produced a body of work for transformation and established myself as an authority in terms of turning ideas into books, but it affected my health. So it is not advised. But as the clients kept coming and coming, I recognized that I needed help and I could no longer function on my own. One of my authors, who is also a business owner and he helps emerging business, Javette Nixon, said I was suffering from the artisan trap. And so last year, November, I made a decision, or shortly before November, started exploring the process of getting a team and getting business partners and everything. And that's how we became BambuSparks. And Bamboo, when I was struggling with the first book in 2015, because some months you sell a lot of books, some months nothing. And then I just saw income drying up and I still had bills. And I was under that guidance not to get a full-time job, that I needed to be flexible. Right. And I had to turn on certain job offers. And it was the story of the Chinese bamboo tree that helped me, how it stays underground for 5 years. And then within 6 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. And the insight I got from that, having written a book called When Trees Talk, was that what's worth having is worth waiting for. Don't give up. Eventually, your business is going to take off and it's going to yield results, just like the Chinese bamboo tree. And so from 2012, I had a bamboo image spelled BAMBU in my house. And as I was sharing the story behind Extra Mile Innovators with one of our business partners, she said, why don't you call it bamboo? And I'm like, yeah, but a lot of people have, bamboo. You want to be unique and stand out. I agree with the bamboo. And then we started looking, and the whole thing about a book is the perfect spark to get the fire going. And that how a book can activate you for greater and accelerate your progress. And that is how we came up with the name BambuSparks. But it's bamboo with a U, which is an old spelling of bamboo as well. And so happy anniversary to BambuSparks. I posted and emailed and talked about the results, whereas I could handle 10 publishing clients by myself. In this year with BambuSparks, we've had 28 clients that we've worked with, and my team, I've moved from a lion to a tiger to a lion. A lion leads and has a tribe, and we now have about 15 freelancers from teens to retirees working with us to offer publishing services. And our freelancers are from the Caribbean, the Ukraine, US, Canada, all over. And we are working with an author now who is our first non-Caribbean author to publish his book on leadership. And so Dr. Jeremy Graves, one of my professors from BGU, Bucky Graduate University, is working on publishing his book, The Leadership Paradox. And it's about how to lead healthy teams and build successful organizations through serving and influence. And so although we are global, although our primary focus would be to help those in the Caribbean and the diaspora, and our Caribbean people are all over the globe, we welcome non-Caribbean nationals like Dr. Graves to join us. And so happy anniversary to BambuSparks, and the notes of congratulations have been coming in, but I want to read out one from Anne-Marie Duar. I hope I got her name correct. She says, "Congratulations to you and to BambuSparks. I was introduced to your company through the Montserrat Aliguana Literary Festival last November." And just a quick pause on that. Last November, I was invited to the AW Lit Fest by Nerissa Golden to share about how to write a book in 24 hours or 30 days. And this feedback is coming out of that. So Nerissa, if you're listening, know that it made an impact, and thank you for that. So Anne-Marie says, "I was so encouraged by you and the wonderful core persons involved in the writing and publishing process. And now she is steadily working to complete her book, and the first draft is about halfway done. She says she has been reflecting on my company and attended the celebration of my beloved grandmother's birthday, and she bought and enjoyed the book, The Voice. And she says, congratulations and long live BambuSparks, much success." So thank you, Anne-Marie, for sharing that. I am so happy, and long live BambuSparks. Bamboos have longevity, hence the name. And it's just amazing. Now, I know I've said a lot on that, but that's an authorpreneurship venture. You can take your lessons as an author and turn off publishing a book and start publishing services. But not only that, I have written a book on how to publish. It's called Publishing Secrets, and it is a training manual. And so the company BambuSparks uses that training manual to certify coaches and to help others to publish, and it takes you through the publishing process. And one of the things that we do is to teach you how to publish online, especially through Amazon. It's not the only platform that we publish on. And this is a good way to segue into answering some of the questions that frequently come with that for Caribbean authors. Now, the first thing is about copyright. Authors tend to ask that question all the time. How can I get my book copyrighted? This is a misnomer. Once you have taken the idea from your head and given expression to it and put it on paper, you own the copyright. You automatically have the copyright. What you want to do is to go register the copyright with a copyright agency in your country, so that if someone claims an infringement, you now have proof that you are the owner of the copyright, but nobody confers ownership on you. So that's the first thing. You get your copyright automatically once you've given expression to the idea. Having answered that, when you go now to upload your book to Amazon, if it is the ebook, you're going to need that sometimes in Word, or you can use Kindle Create to create a KPF, Kindle Publishing file to upload. And then usually when you use the KPF file, sometimes in less than 4 hours, the book is published. But the average time, or the official time they will tell you, is 24 to 72 hours. For your ebook, when you're publishing that, the cover, you need a JPEG cover, and it's just the front cover of the book. All right. For the paperback book or the print book or paperback or hardcover, the format that it needs to be in to upload is a PDF format. Oh, I should mention with the ebook too that you can use an EPUB, and if you're using Atticus, it's an easy conversion from the print to the EPUB. They give you both versions at the same time, and you only format once. So get Atticus for that if you don't want the hassle. Back to the paperback and hardcover. The format of the file to upload is usually a PDF, both for the cover and both for the interior. And so you need a full spread, which is the front, the spine, and the back. Now, you can work with your formatter to get that. So the other thing is about the ISBN. For the print book, you can either get your ISBN through CARICOM or whatever library, or through Bowker or Nielsen, and you can have your own ISBN, which I prefer because then you can set up your company, or you can have a publishing imprint. Whereas if you take the free one, it's going to say independently published, and that doesn't look too good when libraries and other places are taking your book. But sometimes there's an exception. If you're just focused on being an entrepreneur and creating initiatives, none of that matters. If that's your primary thing with the book, if that's your model. And another episode, I'm going to discuss the different indie publishing models. So you either take the free ISBN for the print and use that to create a barcode, or when you're uploading, you have told your cover artist to leave space for the barcode, and then they would give you the PDF full cover spread, and then you uncheck the box there when you're uploading there in the content section in your KDP account, and KDP will add the barcode. Or you can go to Dave Cheson's website, for example. They have a free barcode generator that you could put in the ISBN and get the barcode and give it to your cover designer. They put it on it and you upload. Some other questions that come up before we get to even upload, in terms of setting up your Kindle direct publishing account. Some of my Caribbean authors often have a few challenges in that. One, the tax portion. For us in Jamaica, where the TIN would be our tax registration number. So we use our TRN for that section. I'm not sure what the other countries use, because you're not an American citizen, so you can't put in Social Security. So if you have some tax registration thing in your country, that is what you would put in as a TIN. And then in terms of payment, this is where sometimes it gets sticky and confusing. For us in the Caribbean and certain developing countries, we can't get paid directly. So you're going to need to get a US account with a third-party company. Now, you could do that through Payoneer or Wise. Recently, I switched from Payoneer to Wise, and now I've started getting funds via Wise because it's been easier for me to get funds from Wise. So you could sign up for Wise. I'm going to put a link in the show notes, and they will give you a US account. This is like they have a real bank, and you're signed up with them, you get an account, and they give you the details, and you can use the router number and the account number and list that in terms of the payment thing there when you're setting up your Kindle publishing account. Because if that information is not there in terms of the tax part, you really can't move forward. But if you don't have any of that, you want to use check, and then when you have earned at least $100 in royalty, Amazon will send you a check, And I experienced that this week as I got a check from Amazon. And so I need to go cash that check. So I have proven that works. So I wanted to just share a couple of those tips as you seek to upload your book and just touch on the areas that are of challenge. The final thing is in terms of printing costs. Now, one of the beautiful things about Amazon is that it is reasonable when you are printing because they give you an author's discount. So the price of the book in the Amazon store is not the same price that the author gets it for. If it's a small book, 10,000 to 30,000 words, you're looking at really, depending on the format that you use, anywhere between $2.15 and maybe $3.15 per unit cost. And whether you're printing one book or $9.99 you are requesting, the cost is the same. And this is at a discount. And so we encourage you to purchase the book and resell them, sell direct. You stand to make more of a profit because Amazon normally takes 40% minus the print cost, and you get the rest of that depending on whatever you price the book. And that is a deal because in many of our countries, if you wanted to print 100 books in color, it's going to cost you much more than $1,000 US. We have a children's book in full color that we published and printed 100, and it didn't cost us $1,000 US. No, that is unmatched locally. Usually for local printers, you have to print in bulk to get the discount. So if you're printing one book or 100 books, I generally say print through Amazon and resell because we encourage authors to try to make back their money by the time they sell the first 100 books. And we've seen it done time and again. So I just thought I would share all of that. Maybe you will take the knowledge and become a book coach, and that's an authorpreneurship venture, or maybe you will start offering some kind of publishing service. At BambuSparks, we take it from manuscript to market, and we are primarily a management company because a lot of the authors don't want to take on the task of putting it together to publish, and that's our reality, right? They may know the steps to publish, but putting it all together, it seems quite overwhelming, and so they want somebody to manage the process. And so we manage the process. Basic management is just to move from manuscript to published book. We also help you to manage the process from manuscript to book launch. And one of our newest thing is our business spark, from idea to launch. So you want to write a book, but you don't want to actually write it. And so we have a program combined with my rocket writing strategies where we are able to have you just voice it, and we turn that into a book and then go through the publishing process, work with you to launch that book and sell your first 100 copies so that you can begin to make back your money. And we have some other things that are in pilot, like some royalty share deals, no money down, and we are exploring them, and if they work, then we will be able to promote those to more persons. So I'm excited about this authorpreneurship venture. As a result of offering publishing services, I have now been able to take care of myself, and I've been able to create income generating opportunities for outside of the authors for more than 20 people across the world, from teenagers, high school students to retirees. And that's, for me, now looking back at it 7 years later, it's the bamboo tree growing 90 feet tall. And there's more to come. So happy 1 year anniversary, BambuSparks. Thank you for sponsoring this show. And if you're interested in working with BambuSparks, I'm the Chief Publishing Consultant there. You can visit our website at www.bambusparks.com or email us at info.bambusparks@gmail.com or admin@bambusparks.com. come. So this was a different kind of a show. And let me know, what's your takeaway from today's show? What did I say that you found helpful and useful? So remember, go pen it to win it. Take charge of your publishing and dominate authorpreneurship. Thanks for listening. Ta for now. Until next time.
I'm Tamara Francis, educator and editor. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share the podcast with your network. If you'd like to increase your impact and income with books, visit AuthorpreneurSecret.com for more resources, including the books Pen It to Win It and Authorpreneur Secrets. Join the Authorpreneur Secrets Academy membership group for courses, coaching, and community support to write, publish, and win with books. Until next time, go pen it to win it.